155 days, no vegetables, no fruit. This is how it's going. The reason I started the elimination diet or the carnivore diet, animal-based way of eating, is because in January, the middle of January, I had been doing a lot of intermittent fasting. I was trying to lose weight. I had learned a lot about intermittent fasting and hunger cues and that type of thing from Autumn Bates, who I think she's a fantastic resource if you look her up on YouTube. She has tons of great info. I'll link her down below. I was incorporating a lot of seeds and nuts. One night, on a Sunday night, I had some type of overload, like an inflammatory response. I immediately just could tell something was wrong. I could breathe, but I had shortness of breath. I just felt like puffed up and red and just inflamed. And I can't figure out exactly what scared me so much, besides the fact that I thought I was going to stop breathing, which I never did. But it was just so immediate and so intense. I have thought about that since, and that response scared me enough to look into elimination. I started to have some issues with my eye again. I've had 2 instances of uveitis, which is an inflammation of a specific area of your eye, the uvea, and it was sheer hell. I could not go through that again. And I'm wondering if I started to have some of that response again, and that's what scared me so badly, because I never want to have that happen again. First time I had uveitis, it turned into panuveitis, which is entire uvea in my eye just felt like it was going to explode, and my vision was blurry. I already can't hear out of this ear at all. I'm totally deaf in this ear, and I cannot imagine living without sight. I had already listened to a Joe Rogan episode with Jordan Peterson. There had been one, I think, recently, and I looked up the elimination diet of his daughter, Michaela Peterson, and I just decided to try that. I told myself I'm only going to do this for 30 days. I just want to see what happens, just get my system to calm down. I just told myself one day at a time and just managed my symptoms for the day. Well, after about a month, I had gotten through, some of the holidays and celebrations, and I had done okay. I didn't have any cheats until I was 4 months into carnivore. And that was in May, and my son got married. So I had wine. Now I'm not so emotionally attached to food, so it's a much different perspective. What started out as, a diet for 30 days has now become a lifestyle at 5 months in 155 days. So that's great. Here are just a few of the improvements that I've experienced. First and most importantly, I have food freedom. I'm not so emotionally attached to food. I eat when I'm hungry. I know when I'm hungry, but I don't look to food and alcohol for rewards anymore. We do not have much food waste. I rarely throw any kind of food away, just because we buy what we eat and we eat what we buy. Anxiety has improved 90%. I am no longer captive to my overwhelming anxiety of what if this happens, what if that. I'm not held hostage to that feeling of I can't do that because what if this happens. It is much better. My inflammation is down. I still have a little bit of inflammation. It's kind of cyclical and hormonal. I just got back from vacation. I had more dairy than I am used to having, and I'm have a little inflammation, but that's to be expected. Another thing that has improved is I no longer have acid reflux. I had been taking an over-the-counter pill for that for months, not even realizing, hey, maybe I shouldn't be taking something like that every single night for months and months on end. Well, I no longer take that. I don't have that issue anymore. My skin overall has improved drastically. I always used to have a lot of redness through here, rosacea, and hives on my arms, on my face, and on my legs. Sometimes I still have that, but it has gotten much, much better. I no longer have trouble with intense mood swings. I would get hangry in the past. I would get hangry and just, be ravenous. I have to eat right now. I get hungry, but now when I get hungry, before, right leading up to that, I get kind of lethargic. If I've gotten, really, really hungry, I'm able to manage that. I'm able to manage my moods a lot better. I'm not as reactive. I can be a little bit calmer and think things through before just flying off the handle with my family. I have consistently had blood work done. My numbers just have improved every single time. I have lost about 15 pounds and have dropped 2 sizes. The issue that I'm dealing with now that I would consider a con is that I'm shedding a lot of hair, which is based on hormones, weight loss, any kind of stress that your body feels like, oh my gosh, I'm stressed. It started about 6 weeks ago. Let's hope that has faded and that I will start to go into the next phase, which is not losing any more hair, and then followed that by the stage of new growth baby hairs. I've gone through hair shedding before. I've had 2 kids. I've had major surgeries in the past. So I know that this is a process. It's a little uncanny when I'm pulling out tons of hair, but it's a process and I'm trying not to stress about it. I'd still do it all again. Might change a couple things.